Welcome to the Reese Report. I'm the mouth of the North, Andrew Reese. And guess who's back? That's right. It's Gilbert Iron Man Santos, the Vezina Trophy winner, the goaltender with the save of the year. He's back with his NFL picks, and he looks like he's very happy to be back. Gil, how's it going? You ready?
You forgot defending champion of last year's picks too, by the way.
That's right. The defending champion of not only the football picks, but also of my hockey pool. This guy's on fire, people. I suggest you listen to him during the season, okay? Because this guy knows how to win. I'm also joined by Jose Gomez. And, Jose finished second in the pool last year. I was third. So you can see the three of us know what we're talking about. So maybe you want to listen to us this year. Today is our NFL preview show. We will be giving you our picks for the divisions, the AFC and NFC representatives, plus our Super Bowl picks and our MVP of the season. Our no spread competition picks will be done later this week. And we'll also talk fantasy, as we will be doing a show right after our fantasy draft. So that'll be fun. But for now, let's go to our picks. Are you guys ready?
Yep.
All right. Now we'll start with the AFC East. I will let Gil start this one off since he's, hasn't been around in a while, and we're happy to have him in his comedy back. Gil, who do you got winning the AFC East?
It was between two teams for me, and but I think Buffalo Bills are going to take the AFC East with Miami coming right behind. We all know the Jets can win the preseason; they're 3-0, right? So that doesn't count. But I think it's the Bills. Miami will be in there too, but I think the Bills will do it. Josh Allen's gonna have a good year again.
Jose, who do you got?
I also got the Bills. You can't go against them. They upgraded their defense with Von Miller. They have a better running game this year with James Cook. Singletary is going to have a good year this year. Josh Allen. He's going to be up for MVP. I got the Bills. But I agree with Gil. I think Miami's going to be up their tails. Maybe Bills win the division by maybe 1 or 2 games ahead of Miami. But I have the Dolphins also making the playoffs too.
Mm-hmm. So, we'll get into our wild card picks later on. I also have the Bills winning this division. I think that they're going to be very motivated after blowing that game to Kansas City last year. So I have the Bills as well. To the AFC North, I will start this one off. I have the Ravens winning this division. I think that if Lamar Jackson does not sign his massive contract before the season, he'll be extremely motivated to have his best season ever. And I think that will propel the Ravens to the division title. If J.K. Dobbins comes back and is healthy, that will help. And it will help Lamar have a better season. Jose, who do you got in the AFC North?
I like the Ravens as well. I think they upgraded on their defense. Like you said, Lamar Jackson's it's a contract year, and if he doesn't sign before the regular season, you know how it is with these guys. When it's contract year, they have their breakout year always. So I like the Ravens as well in this one.
Yo,
I'm gonna take Cincy.
Okay.
I think Burrows did well last year. He made it to the finals. He got a taste of that finals. I think he's poised. The Ravens, for me, I agree with you guys. Too much is on Lamar Jackson's shoulders for me. He doesn't have that go-to receiver, so he's always scrambling around.
Yeah.
He's always trying to make things happen. Sometimes that hurts him with pick. That hurts him with he has to try to do stuff with his legs.
Yeah.
Hopefully the running game goes, but as far as that key wide receiver that other teams have, he doesn't have that weapon.
You're not worried about expectations on the Bengals possibly making them choke this year?
The Bengals, to me, are going to win on comebacks. They're going to always – they're an explosive – they're being an offensive team. There's no defense with Cincy. Right. I think they're always going to win on those 2-minute drills, kick that field goal. I think that's how they're going to win. But, they went to the finals last year. You got to give them credit, too.
Jose with your boy Money McPherson going to be kicking a lot of field goals, right?
Oh yeah, 100%. Him, and Tucker, the best two kickers in the NFL.
Yeah, Tucker. If you're going to talk about kickers, Tucker 69 yards last year against Detroit with the doink off the bar, costing Gill a win. 70-yard field goal.
And guys, not for nothing, don't count the Steelers out, buddy.
With Mitch Trubisky, I don't think so. Not
they're
with Kenny Pickett either.
They're a 500 team, I think. I don't think they have the offense. They don't have the quarterback to compete in that division. I don't think so.
We all agree the Browns are out because of Brissett.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Be surprised if they're like if they win more than 4 games with him as a quarterback before Watson comes back.
Yeah. Yeah. The AFC South. This ought to be very interesting. I'm going to start off with Gil on this one. Who do you got in the AFC South?
The South is going to be a battle of 2 teams.
Yep.
You got the Jacksonville no-shows. You got a lot of like everybody saw Trevor Lawrence. I told you last year, and I'll say it again.
Yep.
This guy was a horrible first-round pick. His team, Clemson, is what made him. He had a great team up beside him, made him what he was. If anything, Watson made Clemson good when he was there.
Yeah.
But it was tight between 2 teams. I'm going to go with my boy Anthony's team, the Tennessee Titans. That's what I'm going to take.
Jose, what do you got?
I got the Colts. I think the Colts this year, they upgraded a little bit on the quarterback situation. I think Matt Ryan's better than Carson Wentz. They have the running game.
They're both not great.
They're both shit.
I know they're not. I know
they're both garbage.
Don't give me this Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan. What's Matt Ryan? 45.
Doesn't matter. Who would you rather have as your quarterback, Matt Ryan or freaking Carson Wentz? Now, be honest.
Well, at this time, I would have to pick. I don't know. I have.
Yeah, you don't know exactly. So your Titans with Ryan Tannehill that throws picks like crazy, 4 picks in the playoffs, please. And they don't even have a defense. The best defensive player tore his ACL in practice.
Yeah,
Landry that's got 12 sacks last year.
Yeah,
but anyways, and as for your Lawrence Trevor Lawrence comment, listen, he's played on the shit offensive line, and just like Peyton Manning got his beatings in the first year, he won 2-3 games. He'll be good. Trust me, that guy he can play. He's the number 1 pick for a reason. That guy can play.
So was Ryan Leaf, and
Ryan Leaf was 2nd overall. Just like you want to know, Ryan Leaf was 2nd overall.
So I'm gonna take the Colts, and hear me out here. This is like picking between like the worst quarterback and the second worst quarterback, because I don't trust either Matt Ryan or Ryan Tannehill. But I look at Tennessee, and they lost a lot more than the Colts did. They lost 2 receivers to other teams, which means Tannehill has less people to throw to. They're going to have to rely on Derrick Henry even more, who had a Jones fracture last year. So if Henry goes down this time around, the Titans are in a lot of trouble. They're really going to have to give him the ball a lot.
I agree with that. If
right?
Henry goes down, then yeah. But
right.
I think Henry goes big this year.
Right. So I'm only picking the Colts because they have a better defense than the Titans, and they have the best running back in the NFL. I don't trust Matt Ryan at all, but I think that he'll make less mistakes than Wentz and less mistakes than Tannehill.
Which I told you, Jonathan Taylor is going to be the best when he drafted them.
Yes, you did.
Said that.
Now, regarding Jacksonville, I actually think they will be improved this year because of the coach. I think Doug Peterson will actually really help that team. They couldn't have been in a worse situation last year with Urban Meyer. They have nowhere to go but up. So I actually think they'll win 7 games this year. I think they'll be improved, and I think Lawrence will be better than he was last year. They have Travis Etienne, who's I think going to be a really good running back. So I think they'll be much better this year, just with the coach alone, than they were last year. Might surprise a few teams in some games. They did beat the Colts last year to knock them out of the playoffs. So hey, that division, anything can happen. But I got the Colts. AFC West, by far the toughest, dirtiest, most competitive division I've ever seen since the NFC West of Legion of Doom days, when all 4 teams were competitive. This is a toss-up. Anyone can win this. 1 or 2 of these teams is going to be the lucky loser to get out of the playoffs. I'm going to start this one off, Actually, no, I'm going to let Gil start this one off because I know Gil has a love-hate in this division. So, Gil, who do you got in this division to win?
Well, obviously, it was all four great teams.
Yeah.
This might even be the first time all four of them make the playoffs. So
Wow.
don't be
Yeah,
surprised.
it
Do
could
not
happen.
be surprised. I went back and forth with this a lot. I went with my gut feeling, and I'm out of the four, I'm gonna take the Denver Broncos.
Wow. I was hoping you wouldn't say that.
The Denver Broncos, to me, Russell Wilson left Seattle, and it doesn't look like it was a bad love-hate relationship, but he's coming to prove something.
Yeah.
And he has three great wide receivers. He has great defense in Denver, and Denver, all they needed was a Russell Wilson to make that team good.
Yeah.
And we've seen it in Seattle. I've seen it, especially my Green Bay team.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of stuff with that guy. He can make stuff happen.
Yeah.
And I think they have, even towards down to the winter time, they got the snow on their side. They're a cold team.
Yeah.
Playoffs is about winter, so down the stretch, I think they got advantage on that too. Then they have three good wideouts, and I think guys to throw for, and the running backs there too. The running game's there too.
Yeah.
Their defense is great. I think they got the package.
Yeah, I have the Broncos as well. I wasn't expecting Gil to say that, but yes, I think the Broncos were missing a quarterback. If you add a quarterback to that team, they win the division last year, and I think they win it this year. They have two great running backs in Williams and Gordon. They got three good receivers, and the formula for Russell Wilson to win has always been give him a great defense, give him just regular receivers, not superstar, just regular receivers and a good running game, and he can win the Super Bowl. So I think Denver's going to win this division. Absolutely. I expect Kansas City to drop a little bit with the loss of Tyreek Hill and their defense struggling. They almost dropped last year until a rebound with the weak schedule to end the year. And then after that, it's between the Chargers and the Raiders for the rest of the spots. We'll get into wild cards after. Jose, you had trouble with this one. Who did you decide on?
I didn't have any trouble at all. I'm going with the Chargers. I think the Chargers this year will play well. They have offense to compete against the Broncos. They picked up Khalil Mack. They have G. Jackson as the cornerback that they signed. They signed good players in the offseason. I think they have a team to compete in that division against the Broncos. Well, I do think the Broncos are going to be a tough out, but I like LA in this, and I think Justin Herbert this year is gonna ball out, and he's gonna have a great year.
Okay, to our wild card picks. This was tough for me. I don't see four teams coming out of the conference in the West because I think they're all going to beat each other, which will affect their records overall. I went with the Bengals as a wild card. The Chargers, I do think they will make it in as a wild card, but I picked the Dolphins to edge out Kansas City and Oakland for the last spot. I think that the Dolphins, if they can keep Tua upright and he's able to throw the ball deep enough to keep defenses honest, then Waddle and Tyreek Hill are going to create havoc in that division, and in the conference overall. So I use the Dolphins as my last pick for the wild card. Gil, who do you got as your wild cards?
Well, I got Miami in there. I think they're going to fall behind the Bills, but I think they're going to have a good season. I got Las Vegas. I think Adams is a big fit in Las Vegas. They were already there last year, and I think Adams is a big weapon for them. And I'm going to squeeze in there the old man Indy, but only because of Jonathan Taylor.
Wow. Okay, so no Chargers and no Chiefs and no Chiefs for me either. Jose, what do you got?
I like Broncos, Bengals, and Dolphins as well. The Dolphins squeak in the last playoff spot. That's what I think too.
Wow. So none of us have the Chiefs. The Chiefs are out of the playoffs for us guys. I like that a lot, actually. Okay.
I like their defense. Offense,
yeah.
They can put up points with anybody. I don't think Tyreek Hill was a big loss for the deep ball, but I think they had good wide receivers. They got Juju Smith-Schuster, Valdez-Scantling from Green Bay. The guys, they picked up good players.
Yeah.
But I just don't think the defense, they're gonna be able to shut down the other teams, the offense, especially in that division, which offensively loaded with every single team. So
yeah, I actually think the division is going to cost the Chiefs a playoff spot. The division they're in. So we shall see. To the NFC. Yes, that's our conference, guys. We'll start with the awful East. I gotta start with Gil on this one because I love when he picks the East division. Who do you got winning the NFC East?
This is a division I can never guess right. So
Yeah.
whoever's listening, do not pick whatever I pick in this. But
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be a fight between the Eagles and the Cowboys. I'm gonna give it to Prescott on this one. I think the Cowboys win the division.
Yeah.
There's nothing more I can say. The
Yeah.
Giants, they can squeeze
Daniel
in there
Jones is
too,
horrible.
but Barkley's still there, so who knows? And the Washington Commodores, I just don't like their names. So,
well, that and they got Carson Wentz at quarterback, so that's enough to keep them out. Jose, who do you got?
Eagles this year. Eagles, I think they loaded up in the offseason. A.J. Brown was a great signing for Hurts. All they needed was another playmaker in the wide receiver core. They have the running game. They have the defense as well. They're a solid defensive team too. So I like the Eagles this year.
Yeah, I got the Eagles too. I'm more of a Jalen Hurts fan than Jose. I think Gil, you're a fan of Jalen Hurts as well.
I picked the Eagles last year.
Yeah, I like him. I know he's not the most consistent thrower of the football, but he runs very well and he throws well on the run. They added some more weapons. Their defense has improved. If their running backs can stay healthy, I like what they can do. But my issue with Dallas is this: they lost so many players from last year on the defense. They already got Gallup, who's out for week 1. Who knows how he's going to come back from his injury? They lost Amari Cooper to Cleveland. They've got CeeDee Lamb and a bunch of nothing, and their running back is done. So I don't think they're going to have the epic offensive numbers, and I think on defense they'll struggle as well. Although I do love Micah Parsons on their defense, so I think Dallas is in for a fall this year, and I think the Eagles might edge them out to end the season, as the Cowboys like to lose last games of the season.
It'll be close because remember, we're not picking we're talking about 4 teams here. We're talking about the Giants, Washington. So I'm comparing Dallas to just outmuscle Philadelphia.
Yes,
you're making it sound like they're good. I know they'd be horrible.
Yeah,
but listen to what the pick's about. The East.
Yes.
Nothing else. The East.
Just the East, because no one else is coming out of that division. Only one team. Now we're gonna get to Gil's division, the NFC North, and I'm gonna start this one off with Jose. Who do you got in the North?
Do it, Jose. Go do it.
Do what?
Oh, pick the purple dinosaurs.
Here we go.
Pick the dinosaurs. Go do it.
Pick the dinosaurs.
Yeah.
You said I was gonna pick the dinosaurs.
Go do it.
I will pick the dinosaurs. I think this year your Packers are shit, and they're
guys. This is why this guy never wins.
Never win. Listen, you bet me by 2 games last year. Well, you're so better than me. So much.
We were all close last year. Yes.
And Jose still won. The cup says Gil Santos on it, not Jose.
Right.
Yeah, that's right. I like the Packers in this one. I think the Packers are going to win the division.
Oh, okay. He did take the Packers. Okay.
The
All right.
Packers will win the division, I think. But this year, it's going to be a different Packers. I think it's going to be more of a defense and running game type of Packers. And Aaron Rodgers will get his numbers and stuff like that. But I think with that wide receiver core that's a little bit weak, I think it's going to be more of a ground and pound type of football from the Green Bay Packers this year. But they'll win that division. I think they're the better team in that division.
I got the Packers by default. The division is terrible. I feel bad for Justin Fields. The management basically left him with nothing. His wide receiver got signed by the Rams. They got no offensive line. I pray for him and hope that he doesn't end his career early. The Lions are going to be competitive in games, but they won't win. And the Vikings with Kirk Cousins. I will never take the Vikings to win with Kirk Cousins at quarterback. So by default, Mr. Aaron Rodgers, who will win the division, even though he's already pissed off at his receivers in the preseason. And we're going to see a lot of running and defense from the Packers to protect Rodgers. Rodgers will not win the MVP this year. He'll just do enough to win the division, and they'll be out in the first round again because Rodgers chokes in the playoffs every year. Gil, what do you got in the division?
Well, it's an easy one. Obviously, you guys already know what I'm going to say. So
Yeah.
obviously, Green Bay is going to win. To me, the division's weak. It's only because, the Bears are bad. Detroit's still not competitive.
Yeah.
And Minnesota, I don't think, they have Dalvin Cook.
Good
Kirk
receivers.
Cousins, good, yeah. They have Jefferson and stuff, but they have not a bad defense. But at the end of the day, the Packers defense is actually one of the best I've seen
Correct.
they had in years.
Yes.
That's the good news for me because before they couldn't stop anybody.
Right.
And Jose's right in a way, but it's going to be a ground, and he's going to use Aaron Jones a lot from the backfield as a receiver. There'll be a lot of play actions with Aaron Jones, and he's going to trust Aaron Jones for the big plays. Lazard as well. But the key for me is if he can get Sammy Watkins going, then he'll have a long ball because there's going to be a lot of slants. There's going to be a lot of play actions. I don't really see Rodgers going deep too much unless it's to Lazard.
Yeah.
But if he gets Watkins on that, because Watkins in Baltimore, that's what he was. He was the long ball guy in Baltimore before he got injured. If he can get him being the long guy, then he might have another weapon long ball because they lost scouting to Kansas City.
Yeah.
But as a Packers fan, what I'm happy about is at least I know my defense can hold other teams, which they didn't before. It was like always Rodgers was always like in gunslinging over there.
Yeah.
But Green Bay will win the division, though.
Yeah, I mean, Green Bay's running game and defense is the best it's been in years. So hopefully Rodgers calms it down a little bit. I don't think we'll see as many deep throws from him this year. He's going to do a lot of slants and short throws, I agree. To the NFC South, where we have the GOAT. We have 45-year-old Tom Brady, who was supposed to retire and came back. Then he took 11 days off in preseason because the wife got pissed at him for coming back and wasn't supposed to. And we've got, New Orleans. We got Baker Mayfield winning the job in Carolina. This is an interesting vision, except for Atlanta, who somehow decided that, what's that guy's name again? Oh my God. They're going to decide to start the ex-Tennessee quarterback, Mariota. So outside of Atlanta, who do we have winning this division, Jose?
Outside of Atlanta's just fucking shit in that division too.
Yeah, that's what I mean. We're not picking Atlanta, so I keep Atlanta out of it.
The Bucks, hands down, the Bucks should win this division. They're the crop of the division. They're the best team in that division. They should win that division. But I see the Saints challenging them this year if they're healthy with James Winston as the quarterback. I know Alvin Kamara is suspended for a couple of games for the beginning of the season, but I think they have the team to compete with them. They have the defense. The good pickup with Matthew picking him up as a safety. So I think but the Bucks should win that division.
Gil, any surprises for you here?
I'm gonna take New Orleans.
Wow. Okay.
I'm gonna take the Saints, and I think Winston's gonna. He had a good year last year. Kamara was a no-show. I think he has something to prove because a lot of people were all over him for having a bad year last season. And the key to this is Michael Thomas comes back healthy. It's going to be a very dangerous team. Winston gives a big gun for Winston. I feel like this is just a feeling, guys. I'm not saying it's going to happen. It's just my gut feeling that this might be the year Brady drops a bit. It's not that. I'm not saying he's going to do bad. Just saying he's not going to be special this year. I don't think he's going to. He's going to rely a lot on Fournette this year.
I got Tampa Bay. I am concerned about Tom Brady, and it's not even because of his age. I think it's just mentally. This is the first time where I've looked at him mentally and said he may not have his full heart in the game. He's got great weapons still. I mean, he's got Godwin, he's got Julio Jones, Gage. Godwin, like he's got the weapons. He's still got Fournette out of the backfield, so the weapons are there. The offensive line is a major concern for me because Tom Brady needs protection, and two of their starters are hurt. And then their defense is good, but a question mark. So I'll pick them to win the division, but I'm a little more concerned about them because of Tom and his motivations. I mean, he was supposed to go to Miami, and there's that controversy. So I don't think he wanted to come back this year, but had no choice. So that changes things a little bit. But they'll win the division. Yeah, New Orleans. I can't trust Jameis Winston. He's a turnover machine. Kamara being out is a big deal for them, so that will stunt their offense. I think Michael Thomas is done. He's already complaining about his hamstring in the preseason, so I don't expect anything from him. But they do have a receiver they drafted who I actually really like. If Chris Olave, if Winston can get a relationship with Chris Olave, then that could really help New Orleans be effective in the long passing game, which they'll need because they're not going to have a running game. So we'll see about that. But I think the Bucks by default again. Now we get to the division that I can't wait to talk about, and that's the NFC West. Now, all you people out there that are going to attack me for calling him Stat Padford, okay, he won the Super Bowl. He is lucky, okay? Because Mr. Tart should have caught the ball. He threw a punt up in the air like I predicted, and it was right in the guy's hands, and he dropped it. So he got lucky, okay? The Rams and Stafford got lucky. They almost blew it to Tampa Bay. The guy should have caught the ball, and San Fran should have been in the Super Bowl. But we're going to get into that. Gil, I'll go to you first. Who's winning this division?
I was iffy with two teams. This is the one I'm still thinking about, but I'll just go to what I picked at the beginning. I'm going to take the Rams to win the division again. They're just super fast. Yeah, they do have their problems, but Arizona, watch out too. Arizona is going to give them a run too. San Fran, I think Trey Lance is good, but not good enough to win the division. Yeah, that's for me it's good between the Rams and Arizona, but I'm going to take the Rams.
Jose?
I'm taking the Rams to win the division. They'll beat out the Niners for the division. I think the Niners with Lance, they're gonna have their ups and downs this year as a quarterback, and I think as a veteran team like the Rams have, which they picked up like crazy players, Allen Robinson for the wide receiving core. They have the defense to play with anybody. So I'm just going with the Rams based on the experience and in the key position of the quarterback. I know Stafford's not the best, but compared to Trey Lance, I think he has the more experience, and I think they'll squeak out the division maybe by a game or two again over the Niners. But yeah, so I got the Rams in this one.
You think he has a little bit more experience, Jose? He won the Super Bowl, for fuck's sakes.
Yeah. I'm just saying, that's what I said. He has more experience than Trey Lance. That's
you
why
said a little. You said, oh, he has a little more experience. You gotta be kidding me.
He has a lot more experience. Sorry.
Yes, he does. A lot.
Oh,
yes.
Okay, so I'll get into my
we'll
pick.
see the playoffs when the fucking Niners kick your fucking Packers out like we always do. Don't worry about it.
We're talking about the Rams right now, okay?
Yeah,
okay. So I'll pick my division pick, and then we'll pick our buys of who we think is going to have the best record. I'm picking 49ers to win this division. I've been on Trey Lance's bandwagon since last year. I believe had he been the quarterback last year, we might have won the Super Bowl. I believe that he's going to be the quarterback this year, despite our dumb management re-signing Jimmy G instead of trading his ass and letting Lance have the team. And now he's got to look over his shoulder at porn star Jimmy with that big smile on his face. But that's okay.
He took a pay cut.
Yeah, he did. But I believe in Trey Lance maybe more than our own management does. Okay. And I believe that San Francisco will not only win the division, but have the best record in the NFC. That's my pick. I think that Trey Lance is going to have a huge season. I think that the San Francisco offense is about to explode. It won't be run oriented as much, although Elijah Mitchell will do his part. The offense is about to open up. You've got two great speedy receivers that are going to be alive, knowing that they can get the ball deep. I think there will be growing pains, but once he gets comfortable, look out for Trey Lance to explode this season. I got the Niners winning the division. Who in the AFC, guys? Who gets the bye? Gil.
Who gets the bye? It's a good question. I'm gonna say Denver.
Jose?
Bills.
I am going to say Denver. No, I'm going to say the Bills because Denver's division is tougher. So I'll say the Bills get the bye because they're in an easier division. But I'm high on the Broncos. To our AFC and NFC representatives, Jose, who represents the AFC and who represents the NFC?
You don't want to do the wild cards in the NFC?
Did we do the wild cards already? Oh,
No.
sorry, we didn't do wild cards. Okay, so wild cards in the NFC. Jose, who do you have as your wild cards?
49ers, Saints, and Vikings.
Wow, Saints and Vikings. Wow, that's interesting. Gil, who do you got?
Tampa Bay, Arizona, and Philly.
Wow, two teams coming out of the East. Holy geez. Okay. I got the Cards, the Rams, and the Carolina Panthers. Yes, I'm picking an upset. If McCaffrey stays healthy and the very motivated Baker Mayfield has a big year, which he has to if he wants to stay in the league, I'll take the Carolina Panthers to upset and not make it obvious. Now, the Saints should be the team that comes out of that division as the wild card, but I'm gonna take an upset, take the Panthers, just for motivation reasons alone.
Okay, last year you took Baker Mayfield as your MVP, and
I did.
The Cleveland
I
Browns championship team, but
Yeah.
okay.
He got hurt.
Yeah.
He got hurt.
You're less last year.
Yeah, he got hurt, and I think he's healthy this year and he's motivated. So I think at least a wild card for them. Maybe they edge out New Orleans. I wanted to pick an upset team, so that's my upset team there.
You see how Gil didn't pick the 49ers because he's scared that they're going to kick out his Packers again in the playoffs. That's
Oh,
right.
the 49ers are making the playoffs. They have a Super Bowl roster with and they upgraded at quarterback.
They're scared. They're scared.
Like Gil knows, like there's no way they can be worse with Lance because Jimmy G he knows is garbage, and so they got better at quarterback. So how Gil doesn't have him in the playoffs makes no sense to me when they got better. So
he's scared to face them again in the playoffs. That's all.
Yeah. So now that I almost forgot the wild card teams, now we get to our AFC and NFC representatives. I'll start with Jose. Who do you have representing the AFC and the NFC?
I have the Bills representing the AFC, and I have the Bucks representing the NFC.
Okay, and who wins the Super Bowl?
Bills this year win the Super Bowl.
Wow. Okay, Gil, who do you have in the AFC and NFC, and who is your winner?
AFC, I got the Denver Broncos. And I got NFC, I got the Rams repeating the NFC champion.
Yep.
And then my Super Bowl pick, I'm giving it to the Denver Broncos. I think this is the Bronco year.
That's not a bad pick at all. I had a very difficult time deciding in the AFC. It was between the Bills and the Broncos for me. I went back and forth multiple times. I still don't know, but I'm gonna say the Bills do it because maybe Denver is not quite ready yet. Maybe next year they're the Super Bowl champion, not this year. But boy, it's tough between those two. I went with the Bills. In the NFC, I have the 49ers making the Super Bowl. And I have the 49ers winning the Super Bowl. This is how much I believe in Trey Lance. I believe that he will make the difference in this team going all the way. They almost went all the way last year with barely any offense. And now they have Trey Lance and open up the offense. Getting into the next topic after that, I believe Trey Lance will win the MVP this year as well. So, Jose, who do you have winning the MVP?
I have Justin Herbert winning MVP from the LA Chargers. I think he's going to have a great year this year with all those weapons that he has and stuff like that. And I think the coach this evening was saying on an interview, he's going to be more, let him open up more of this playbook and stuff like that. So I think Justin Herbert is going to have a great year.
The coach needs to focus on himself, not going for it on 4th and 2 from his own 20-yard line, costing his team games. And then maybe they'll make the playoffs.
Hey, you got to take risks.
Not that many risks, but he cost him 2 games last year.
It cost them 2 games, but if it worked, it wouldn't have cost them 2 games. It's a coin toss. You never know. Like, it's the same thing with the Bills with the coin toss. They lost because of a coin toss.
Hey,
like
San Diego shitty Chargers, you're not playing Madden. So
Okay.
don't go for it on 4th down from your own 20. Anyway, Gil, who do you have winning MVP?
I got Russell Wilson.
Yeah, that's a good choice too. I mean,
He's gonna
Man.
make things happen this year. I think he's gonna have a great year.
like it's really tough. Like I wanted to pick the Broncos to go to the Super Bowl, but I picked the Bills because of last year. That loss is gonna just stick with them, and I think they're gonna be so motivated to come back and get to the Super Bowl. But they lose to San Francisco. Those are our picks, guys. What are your picks? Let us know. We're going to be picking against with no spread all year again, having our competition throughout the year. Gil did win by 2 games last year over Jose and 3 over me. We included the playoffs, so we made it more interesting. And we will also I will be giving spread picks, but those spread picks will be separate on a show that I'm going to do on my YouTube channel. I'll let Gil and Jose decide their picks on our show, which we'll do on Wednesdays. We'll also have a fantasy show coming up, which we'll do after our fantasy draft, which is on Wednesday. Can't wait for that. But until Wednesday nights, I'm at the mouth of North Andrews. This is Jose Gomes, and that is Gil Santos returning. We will see you next time on the Reese Report.